Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, folks, sampler review series videos I would do for the while. We go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. This is like a sequel to the review that I just did. So it's like part 2, which means that it might not be better, but like maybe it'll be one of those rare instances where it's like somehow way better. Like if you go like perfect example, well, not a perfect example because it's not. Well, no, actually, I think it was the second movie if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the Vengeance trilogy from Park Chan-wook. It's a Korean film trilogy. It's not directly associated, but there's a tie-in theme. You had Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance was the first one, which is a great film, but didn't receive a lot of widespread acclaim at the time, and it's kind of considered to be the weakest of the trilogy. Then after that, you had Old Boy, which really fucking blew everybody away, and of course they had the American remake, which was a thing that happened, and I appreciate the effort that went into it, and clearly there was a level of care, and the cast was very good, and it wasn't a great remake. It wasn't, but not because of lack of effort. Certain changes they made, and I think the scope of things, yeah, it was. And then you had Sympathy for Lady Vengeance, which is, or maybe it's just called Lady Vengeance. I forget. But they're all excellent movies, and my personal opinion, watch the Korean ones. If you want to watch the one, Josh Brolin is a fine actor. Samuel L. Jackson's great. Elizabeth Olsen. That one guy from what the hell's it? The one with the bugs. I can't think of the name of it. Whatever. Anyway, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm inside my truck, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when those two things coincide, means I'm going to go over there and do a review and mess up my intro just a little bit, which is okay. But I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I like to highlight super cool shirt. Super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It's my Wargasm shirt. Specifically Wargasm UK, not the Massachusetts band from the 90s. I like Wargasm a lot. I was fortunate enough, they're an electronic industrial nu metal kind of duo, though they did have a full band. I don't know what their plans are with the full band thing, but like me personally, man, if they want to have that band as like their actual band, they kicked ass. Whole group was fantastic. I actually have a few videos from that show when I went to go see them and grab this shirt. It's on this channel. I have an entire playlist of all the concerts that I've been to that I've taken videos at. But yeah, they're really good. Anyway, what am I trying for y'all today, folks? What are we doing? I yammered on for way too long. Well, folks, we're doing boom! It's another burger, because I review burgers sometimes. But not just any burger, folks. This is a burger from IHOP, the International House of Pancakes. I just got through reviewing their classic cheeseburger, their classic steak cheeseburger. This is their new, it's listed as being a new item, their new Bourbon Bacon Jam Burger, which consists of bourbon bacon jam, as you'd expect, hickory smoked bacon, American cheese, lettuce, and mayo. Couple things with this. I actually reviewed a very similar item to this. I think it was from Shake Shack. I think I did a bourbon bacon jam burger. Other thing about this, I actually reviewed this at one point. I ended up deleting the video because there was an issue with the quality of the burger, and there was an issue with my interpretation of what should be on the burger versus what the menu actually said, and like it was just a clusterfuck, and it was just like, nope, this is getting deleted. So I have actually tried this again in the past, but this will be my second time around, first official review. Let's try a thing. I'm yammering on way too much. So, it looks like that. It's a pretty good looking burger. Let's give it a go. Yeah, that's pretty much how I remember it from when I first reviewed it. Except better quality this time. That was a lot of lettuce. I didn't want to let go. I had to get it all down in one go. Oh man, that's not bad. So, first time I did this review, it felt, when I went to go eat the burger, it felt like the burger had been sitting for a little while, despite the fact that not only had I ordered it and gotten there on time, I actually got there a little bit before my order. I had to wait for about a couple minutes before it came out. But it felt like maybe they used like an older patty or something, because the cheese was like lukewarm. It wasn't melted at all. And I actually ended up bringing it up to the manager of the place, who apologized and everything. You know, it was like, oh, next time you come through, we'll give you a free drink. Which was like, one thing with IHOPs that I've noticed, I'm not saying across the board, I'm just saying two separate IHOPs I've been to, when I've been in a situation where I was forced to go over there and make a complaint of some kind, and I'm never a dickbag about it, because I don't like to be that way. But I like to express to them, hey, there's an issue with the service. It's like they always just offer up like the weakest possible compensation. It's like, here's a free drink, or we'll knock 5% off your tab, or 5% off your bill, or some shit. And it's like, I don't know, maybe that's like standard policy. And hey, I don't want anybody to get in trouble. But thankfully, this is significantly better than the last one that I had. And then like the other issue was that I went over there, when I do these items, I go over there, I get an ingredients list so that I can explain it to you. And I swear up, down, left, and right that on the website it was listed that this burger had onions on it. And it didn't have onions when I got it, so originally I was going to post the review, but then I went inside and I talked to the manager about the whole situation, and we checked the menu, like the actual in-store menu, and onions weren't listed. So there was some discrepancy, and I didn't want to be shitty about it, so I just deleted the whole thing. But thankfully, like I said, this is a much better representation, I feel. Because when you're talking about a bourbon bacon jam burger, boy, am I thankful that they're becoming more commonplace. Main things you're looking for: the bourbon bacon jam, the bacon, the burger. That's what you need. I'm glad there's no onions on this. I'm glad they kept it simple. I'll be entirely honest, I don't think it needed the lettuce. I think they could have dropped that entirely. But I guess it adds a little bit of freshness. So, the burger itself, I mentioned this in the classic burger review. The burger itself is decent. It's got a decent beefy flavor to it. I wouldn't consider it outstanding. I wouldn't consider it on par with a proper burger place. Even like your Culver's or like your Steak and Shakes. Places that, kind of pride themselves a little bit more on their burgers. Because I feel like, especially with it being a steak burger, should have steaky flavor. And I don't really feel like IHOP's burgers has that much steaky flavor. That might just be, and I have speculated, because like they don't do theirs in a smash burger style way. Like the patty is a little bit thicker. So maybe that kind of plays into it. But like, I feel like even with that being the case, like a steak burger should still have like steaky flavor. And there's not much. But that doesn't mean it has bad flavor. Now the bacon, that's something where I have to give them credit. Because, of course, IHOP is a breakfast place. They know the importance of decent bacon. Is it the best bacon I've ever had? No. Is it way better than 90% of fast food bacon that I'm going to have? Yes, absolutely. It is a decently, for breakfast bacon, it's decently thick. Has some bite to it. It's a little crispy, but it's flavorful. It has that nice bacon flavor. That's what you need, especially when you've got a bourbon bacon burger, because it needs to go over there. It needs to, work with the bourbon bacon jam. As for the jam itself, it's tasty. It has this like nice mix of sweetness and then also like the taste of the bourbon, and it creates a contrast of flavors. And if you watch my reviews, I love contrasting flavors. I love when you get that mix, because it amplifies the whole experience. I mean, here's the thing. When I decided to go over there and do IHOP burger reviews, it was effectively me asking the question, is it worth it to go to IHOP for burgers? Since, a pancake place. Obviously, they have lots of other stuff, though. The answer is yes. Like, their burgers are actually pretty solid. Would I go out of my way to go to an IHOP to get a burger? No, I have lots of other burger locations around me that, are going to specialize in that specifically. But if I was at an IHOP and I wasn't in the mood for breakfast, I could get a burger from there and feel pretty happy about it. Two questions ultimately have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I will say this is definitely an instance where I think this is definitely better than their classic burger, but it's strictly because, well, it's got bacon and bourbon bacon jam. The entire construction of the whole thing works perfectly well, and it's, yeah, man, like I said, I could see potentially getting this again. As for recommending it, and I'm going to go off of not just this, but basically the whole burger experience from IHOP perspective, or my perspective on IHOP. Yeah, I think it is worth it. Like I said, I feel like, especially depending on your location and stuff, there's probably better options available. But it's better than, like, most fast food places. It's definitely better than McDonald's. I'd say it's better than Burger King. Once you start getting into the higher end ones, again, your Steak and Shake, your Culver's and stuff, it becomes a little bit dicey, but it's not as far away in terms of quality as I feel like it might be implied it would be, given that it's fucking IHOP. But, yeah, man, it works. It's tasty. It did what it was supposed to do. It had nice contrasting flavors. I'm not going to complain about that. And thankfully, this time around, it was prepared properly, and myself and the menu were on the same page. Anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of the day, spectacular rest of the week. Monday, Metro, it's much dependent for us here, folks. You can go there and have yourselves a truly bourbon bacon-tastic rest of your life. Because, man, bourbon bacon jam is just fantastic. Like, I don't want to go over there and just toss it out there, because I could be wrong. That feels like it had to have been invented in America, right? That's like one of the most American-sounding things ever. Woo, go America. Go other countries, too. I refuse to be one of those people who's like, woo, only go America. It's like, no, man, I want other places to do well, too. Other, acknowledge their accomplishments and stuff. I just happen to live here. Anyway, if I'll do things, number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. As I mentioned in my previous review, and as I mentioned on one of my community posts on my YouTube page, the time I'm doing this, I'm actually dealing with a recent death in the family. It was a very sudden thing. Really kind of threw everybody, especially myself. I shouldn't say especially myself. Other family members and stuff, obviously. But, even with that being the case, we got to soldier on. We have to go over there, take care of the things that we need to take care of. But it can be extremely stressful and frustrating, and, trying to deal with that in times when you're dealing with tragedy. It is important when we do run into those situations, as much as possible, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Normally, I would come up with like a wacky scenario and then like another thing. Again, similar to the review that I did just before. Just the people you love and care about, folks, just make sure that you tell them. Make sure that they know it every single day. Because like I said, it can happen real fast, real unexpected, and then, all you're left with is, just regrets and things that you wish you could have told that person and let them know. So, again, ending on a bit of a dour note, but, hopefully it's meant to be a positive take on the dourness, I think. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me. Bye!